Hi guys, it's Katie here from Creativa, and I am back today to do another page in the Broderie SVG mini album that we've been making. So for anyone who doesn't know, SVG files are downloadable digital files that are called scalable vector graphics, and you can use them in cutting machines like a Cricut, a Silhouette, or a Broderie Scan and Cut. And I have designed these files to create an entire mini album from start to finish with lots of different elements. And if you're interested, they're available in my Etsy store, and I will put the link in the description box below. So I think we might just get straight into it, and I can tell you more about it as I go. So far we have created this album, which is 7 inches by 7 inches with a 3-inch spine. So if you were to purchase the SVG files, and you downloaded them and you cut them out just as they come, it would make an album this size. So it's 7 inches by 7 inches. The pages are slightly bigger than 6 inches by 6 inches, which means that the mats for the pages themselves, like this one here, can be cut from a 6-inch paper pad. So it's a really good way to use up those 6-inch by 6-inch paper pads. So far we've done these pages, and today we're going to do another one, maybe two. We'll see how we go. So we're up to these 2 pages here. I will just pop this to the side and I'll show you the files that I have, or the pieces that I've cut out of the files today. So to be able to explain as best I can to you which files to use, I've created this little book, and in this little book are pictures of each of the pieces. So the pieces in blue are the actual elements themselves that I cut from cardstock, and the pieces in pink are the corresponding corresponding mats. So most pieces have a mat. So I can show you what I have cut out today. To start with, I've cut out one of these pieces, which is the base page mat, and the other thing is that I've given each piece an individual little name here. It's pretty good, pretty original, but they are all alphanumeric numbers. So the base page mat is C2, so I've cut out one of those. I'll just grab the bits here that I've cut out, and I just dropped them, but let's start with this. Okay, so this is my base page mat C2, and I have cut it out on my Cricut, and I have already inked around the edges. And I should just stop here and tell you what I have been using. So I have, for the pieces themselves, the cardstock that I'm using is this Recollections cardstock in cream, and it's 65 pound or 176 GSM, and I've cut all the blue pieces out of this, so all of the main elements, the cardstock pieces I've cut out of that. And then I have used a digital collection from Knitwit's collections called Always and Forever for the scrapbook paper, or the designer paper that I'm using for this album. When I download a digital album, digital files, I like to print it off in this sort of wallet size, so that I can see what each of the pages or designs look like, and the same for the ephemera. So there's lots of ephemera pieces in here, and I have also printed those off so that I can see what they look like before I actually cut them out on my Cricut. So those are that's the cardstock and the paper that I'm using for this album. I'll just pop those to the side, and we'll go back to this. So this is my base page mat, C2. I always write on the back what they are as well, just in case they get mixed up or lost, or I don't use them but I want to use them again at a later stage, then I know which mat goes with which piece. So anyway, C2, have one of those. Then over the page here, I've cut out one of these pockets, which is D1, and that's this one here, and I've inked this side and I've inked this side. But although it's a pocket and it has these tabs on the side for the pocket, I'm actually going to cut those off and then use it as a flip instead. So I've cut one of those D1s. So then I've also cut 2 of the D4 mats, 1 for each side. So that's those 2 there. And then I'll flip over. You can see all the different pockets and things that you get, and doors. And then there's this file which I've called Bits and Pieces because I couldn't think of anything more original to call it. And in this file I've cut out one of these J1s, which is a corner pocket, and I have inked that up and that's ready to go. And then I have also cut out the mat for that, which is J13, and that is just here. It's really easy to tell which mats go with what because of their shape, obviously. Then J7, I've cut out 4 of the J7 pieces, and that's one here that I have already inked up. And so that one's ready to go. There's 4 of those, so I'll just pop those to the side. And then I have also cut out 2 of the mats for J7, which is this one here, J14. So there's 2 of those already cut and inked. Right, so now I've shown you which pieces I'm using. I'll pop this to the side. And I shall get out my my protector so I don't get glue everywhere. And I'll go back to this piece D1. Now this is one of the things that I like about the album, the SVG files I should say, is that the pieces are versatile because if I just cut off some tabs, I can turn a pocket into a flip. Easy done. So I'm just going to line up that score line which my Cricut has already put on here for me. I'm just going to trim off those 2 tabs and line that up. I'll try and line it up. And is that lined up? Trim those off, and then that is rubbish. So I can just put those straight in the bin. And now my pocket is a flip. So I'll just put my cutting board to the side, and I'm just going to grab my ink and ink up that spot that I have trimmed. I am using Tim Holtz's Distress ink in Vintage Photo. So I'm just going to ink up around the edges here. Of course you don't have to do that, but I like it, so I'm going to do it. But that is certainly one of the beauties of making an album with black cardstock, is so much less inking required if you are an inker. If you're an inker. You know what I mean. Okay, so that's my D1, and I'm just folding it in there and burnishing it so it's nice. And I can bring my album back and attach that straight in here to my page like so. So I'll just get out my glue, and I'm using Helmar's fabric glue. I'll just get the dry bit off the end. This is, I like using fabric glue because it doesn't make your paper or your cardstock buckle. So, and this particular brand, if it comes out, is easy for me to get in Australia. I don't have to buy it online, which I'm too impatient for. Right, so I'm just going to slide that right up to the edge of my page and pop it down, and that's a perfect fit because it's been designed like that. And now my pocket is a flip, and I'll just burnish that down so that it's well stuck. Right, and then I can go ahead and put the mat that I've chosen for that straight on here, which is this pretty flowery one, which I love. So I'm just going to glue that straight on. So these SVG files are great because I don't have to worry about measuring or cutting. I don't have to worry about a cutting guide or a scoring guide or anything like that. It's all done by my Cricut. And you know, Cricuts aren't cheap, and I like to make the most of the tools that I have. So I wanted to make the most of this really expensive tool that I purchased. So I designed these files so that I could make albums really easily with these pieces. I'm just going to pop a little bit more glue under there. So I can just cut out my pieces and make albums really easily, and they can be really simple with, you know, a few pockets and some pull-outs, inserts and tags, that sort of thing, or they can be really complex with lots of flips and such, depending on how I feel. So this is the piece to go here. I might not put it there at the moment because I'm thinking about a magnet. Okay, what we will do though is on this front page here, I wanted to put this corner pocket, which is J1. So I'll even put the mat on it right now because I've already cut that out and inked that up. Let me move that. And I will just pop the mat on straight away. So the other thing about SVG files is they are scalable, which means that although these come in a size where I can use my 6x6 paper, if I want to make it bigger, I can, and I will do a video on how I do that in case you also would like to make albums that are bigger. Right. So I can pop this straight on there. So I'll just glue these tabs, put some glue on these tabs and pop it down. One and the other one. Right. And now all I have to do is just attach that straight down to my page. Like so. Now for these files, the other thing is there are pieces like this which have the lovely lacy edges, but perhaps you don't want to make an album that's all lacy and girly like this, feminine like this one. Perhaps you want to make one a bit more plain. So in that instance there are also just about as many pieces that are not lacy as are lacy. So this is a good example. E1 and E2 are exactly the same size, but E1 has got the lace edge and E2 does not. So for just about all the pieces there is a corresponding straight edged piece. So here E3 and E4 are both straight across the top, but if we flip back to, if we go forwards, you'll see that G4 has got a lacy edge and G1 also has a lacy edge, and they are the same size as E3 and E4. So you can make different albums depending on what or who you're making the album for. Okay, so that's my little flip there, and I'm just going to put my album to the side now where I work on the bit that I want to put just here. So let's just pop that to the side. And I have an idea and I'm hoping it'll work out. So I have cut out 4 of these pieces here, which are J7, and one I've inked up and I'm going to keep the tab on it, and one I have not inked up and I'm going to trim the tab off. So I will just do that right now. So I'm just lining up actually just a little bit on this side of the score line, just a whisker. That's where I'm going to trim it because I'm going to attach it to my other piece, and I still want that tab to be able to fold freely. So I'm just going to put some glue and attach these together, and the reason I'm doing that is I just want it to be a little bit stronger. So I will do that right now. So I'll just pop some glue on here. Just around there. And then I'm going to try and just pop a little bit around the edges. And hopefully they will stick together okay. You can tell when I'm concentrating because I slow down with my talking. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one onto this one. Make sure they're lined up. And that has just made that piece stronger because I want to do something a bit different with it. And that's not all that fabulously lined up. It'll do. And I'm just going to wipe a bit of that glue off, and I'm just going to ink that little edge again because you can see some of this bottom one poking out because I didn't line it up as well as I could. But the ink will hide it and no one will ever know. Okay, so then I have this one, and then I have another one here that I've already done, and I'm going to put them on my page like so. I also have the mats for those, so I'm going to put the mats on straight away. I chose quite plain mats because I thought this would be a really good place to do some embellishing with some flowers or something. I'm not sure yet. I tend to leave the embellishing till the end, so I'll have a think about it then. There's one mat, and then I'll pop the other one on. But I do sort of feel like these kind of pieces are really good for embellishing, so I didn't put too much in the way of fancy paper on. And this one can go on here. So I closed the door to my craft room so that the dog couldn't come in, because she comes in here and she snores. And it's really loud and you can hear it on the video. So instead, she's sitting by the door on the other side of the door snoring, and I can hear as clear as day, and you probably can too. So if you can, I apologise. Okay, now I'm actually going to attach these to my mat today and then attach the whole thing to the page, and I would like it to be fairly centered, so I'm just going to find the center of this page, this mat. So this mat is 14.6, so I'm going to call it 7.3 centimeters, which is, I don't know what in inches, just like nearly 3 inches. I don't know inches very well, sorry. So I said 7.3, 1, 2, 3, and then I roughly would like to know where the center is on here. So my tab is, say, 11 centimeters, so that is 5.5, and I'm going to do the same on here. Okay, so now I'm just going, before I stick it down, I'm just going to pop it down there and see if I'm happy with where that is, and I am. So I'm going to put some glue on this tab here and stick her down. So I'm just lining up my tiny little pencil marks and sticking that down and making sure that it folds over nicely, and she does. And the same on this page, this side. And then I had this idea that I wanted to sort of do a bit of a ribbon or string closure between these two. Right, fold that one over, make sure it folds, and might bring it out a little touch because it seems like it's there. Okay, so I I want those to stay down, and they will with my string. So I have this gold string that I have already used elsewhere in the album, so I'm sort of carrying on with my gold string theme, and I have put a needle on both ends of this really long piece, and my plan is to thread it through. So I thought I would start by threading it through this hole here. You can see that, and the same on this side, and make that, oh hang on, I've done it differently on both sides. That was a good start. I want it to be, let's do that again, pull that through. Right, so it's coming from underneath and going through the top like so. And then I'll just kind of even it up. Oop. And then I'm going to skip 2 holes and bring it through the third hole from the underside to the top side. And put that one down, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to skip 2 holes and then bring it through the third hole from the underside to the top side and stretch it out like so. So it's kind of laced up like so. And I'm just going to keep going. So now I'm going to bring this one through. It wants to curl up on me. I'm going to skip 2 holes, bring it up on the third one from the bottom to the top, or from the underside to the top. And pop that down, pick up this one, skip 2 holes, bring it through the third hole from the underside to the top side. And I'm just going to keep doing that probably until I get to about up here somewhere. So I will keep going with this. Okay, now I'm just going to try and neaten that up a little bit. That one like that. This one is tightening. Looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to take my needles off the end, and I just used needles because it made it easier to put it through the holes, and I will do it up once I've stuck it to my page. So I'll just leave it for now, and I'll bring my album over and pop it down and then open it up, and I'm going to pop it there. That's my plan. But before I do that, I do need to think about this magnet, which I probably should have put under this mat, but instead I might have to slide it under here. So I have a magnet here. I have these 2 basic grey magnets. I have a positive and a negative. And I'm going to pull the paper off and try to pull the paper off. And pop this one down on my flip out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about halfway, and I'm just going to bring it in a little bit so that it's not too close to the edge, and so my mat covers it. Now, this is where I've kind of messed up in my eagerness, because I really should have put this down first, but what can we do instead? I mean, I guess I could put it right underneath. We could see if that works. See if that works. Yeah, that seems to hold. Let's do that then. All right. So I'm going to pop this magnet on top of this one and pull this off. Oh, I probably should have done this first. Just pull that bit of sticky off, which is not easy to do. And then I'm just going to flip it over and lay it down and press it. And hopefully that there we go, holds my magnet in place. So now I can stick the mat on top. Let's hope that that magnet has got enough stick to work past all of the matting that we've got going on. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We can think of some other way of closing it off, but you know, this is good. Right, there's lots of glue on there. Flip it over, and then I'm just going to place this mat down where I think it will look good. So try and centre it up a bit. Obviously concentrating because I've gone quiet. And I'll press it down all the way around. Lovely. I'm going to do this up. Just going to do a little bow. So then the idea is that my little insert will slide in behind here. So I'll just do a little bow. Like so, which doesn't want to sit very flat, but never mind. And then I will just trim it off a little bit because I have a lot of excess. That's okay, I could probably use those for tags or something. Right, so then the only other thing to do is to put that final mat on top of this flip here. So let's do that, and then let's hope that the magnet's strong enough to hold it. So if I didn't use magnets, I could use little Velcro dots, or I could do a little swing tab closure, something like that. Okay, so here's my mat ready to go on here. I'm just going to line that up with my sticky fingers to where I think it's right. And press it down. And that's that one. Okay, moment of truth. Yeah, it holds. I mean, it's not the strongest hold, but it definitely holds. So there we go, there's another page. I think that's sweet. And then we've got a little spot in here for some inserts or tags, something like that. So there's one more page. Now, shall we do another one? We could probably do this one next as well while we're here. Why not? Quick little page maybe. Let's have a look what I had in mind. Okay, I was going to do some envelopes. That might take a bit of time. I tell you what, we'll do that in another video. I don't think will make this video really unnecessarily long. So on this page I'm going to do a couple of little flip out envelopes. I hope that you will join me in the next video to see how those envelopes go together. If you were interested, please head over to my Etsy store and check out the Broderie SVG mini album files, and I hope to see you guys again. Thanks very much for your time. Bye.